Today, I want to talk about the giant squeeze that's happening right now and how we can use this as AMC squeeze preparation. I also want to explain how the shorts are in big trouble and how it's almost game time. So stay tuned and let's make some money. And now I'll dive straight in with the key information. So first, let's talk about the squeeze that's happening right now, which is ZJYL. I want to show you the chart, explain what's happening, and then also explain what's happening right now with interactive brokers and how they have tons of synthetic ZJYL shares. So first, this here is the chart for ZJYL, or Jin Medical International. As you can see, it debuted around $7.50 per share not too long ago, back in March of 2023. It had a very quick rally up to $28, $29 per share, but then was very quickly pushed down and practically destroyed. But since December, the price has been basing, it's been rising, it's been putting those shorts in a terrible, terrible situation where they start to lose money, and then all of a sudden, look what's just happened. The price exploded so much in ZJYL that I actually need to adjust my trading platform to try and fit it all on the screen. But you can see this stock that went from being $10, $20, $30 and then pushed back below $7, $6, $5, all of a sudden has ran over $500 per share. And not only that, it's obviously had a pullback, but has then been steadily pushing back up, pushed back down, and now pushing back up again, maybe for round 2 of the squeeze. But so let's also go back to this day on the 18th of December, where the stock ran from around $34 per share to over $500, and check out what that price action actually looked like. Now this is actually really interesting, and it's actually not what I expected it to look like, because a lot of the action happened in the after hours and in the pre-market the next day. So you can see here back on the 14th and 15th, the Thursday and Friday before the weekend, there was very, very little volume throughout the day and obviously very little activity in the price. But then on the Monday, trading opened at 2:30 p.m. GMT time or 9:30 a.m. EST market time. It traded at 2:31, 2:32, 2:37, so obviously got halted there for 5 minutes, 2:38, 2:48, so was halted for 10 minutes, 2:58 halted for another 10 minutes, 3:13 so halted for nearly half an hour, and then 4:24 so halted for over an hour, and then trading was stopped. In that one singular trading halt, the price jumped from $13.48 up to $23.15 before trading was halted for the rest of the day. But then as soon as the after hours started at 9 p.m. GMT time, which is 4 p.m. US time market close, the price absolutely skyrocketed over $300. Now, so the first thing this tells me is there's 2 very important things that we need for the AMC squeeze. Number 1 is a broker that allows you to trade in the after hours or in the pre-market. Now in the UK and in the US, there's lots of different brokers that allow that. Obviously brokers like Fidelity, Moomoo and many others, and in the UK there's a whole bunch as well. And around Europe, again, many brokers that allow after hours and pre-market trading. And the second thing it tells me is that we definitely also need our price alerts activated. Obviously, for when this price does jump up, we're going to need some kind of notification on our mobiles or on our computers to tell us the price is squeezing and skyrocketing. So again, many platforms, even like TradingView or whatever trading platform you're using, should allow you to set price alerts where you get a notification when the price crosses a certain threshold. Now for the rest of the after hours, obviously the main action happened pretty quickly and it did start steadily trailing off, or trailing off if you could call it that. Obviously let's remember the price on that Monday was $20, $30 per share, but even when the price was trailing off, it was still $100 to $200 per share. So even if you didn't time the very tippy top in these first few minutes and first few hours, the price was still very, very high for many hours afterwards and many days afterwards. Because again, even looking at the daily chart, even if we didn't get the very tippy top on the 18th of December in the evening, obviously the price is still continuing to push up even now. And again, this kind of squeeze so far has lasted over a month. Obviously, the very tippy top did hit at the 18th of December, but even now, Friday, the 2nd of February, the price is still well over $20, $30. It's at $270. So even though the very tippy top of the squeeze may happen on the first day of the squeeze, actually it looks like the squeeze is still going to last potentially for many weeks or even months afterwards. Guys, today we also had another 100% gainer in the group, which was INBS. We also had an update from Shazad after his first full week in the Millionaire Mindset Trading Group, where he's grown his entire account by 107%. He's so far made a £1,072 profit on top of his initial investment of £1,000, taking his total account now over £2,000. INBS was actually one today where Shazad locked in 48% gains or $163. Kaz as well also took a smaller 10% trade later in the day on INBS as well. So INBS today was one that released some news in the morning, pulled back a little bit, and then got the breakout of that pre-market high and continued to push upwards. And again, trades like today on INBS are trades that we take every single day in the Millionaire Mindset Trading Group. So guys, be sure to join by signing up using the link in the description below. But let's also dig more deeply into ZJYL and figure out what's going on with interactive brokers. So Ham Shortkiller tweeted saying he's hearing the number of counterfeit shares on ZJYL is north of 10 million shares. Now, so actually that doesn't sound like a huge amount. I don't exactly know what the float on ZJYL is, but that's way less synthetics than AMC has. So I'd imagine the AMC squeeze is going to be way more volatile. But Kristen tweeted about this interview or this discussion, saying that Interactive Brokers is carrying millions, who knows how many millions, of synthetic shares in that stock. Saying the company ZJYL did a forward split and now the shorts backs are against the wall. And therefore somebody out there, whoever's short, is going to be panicking big time. But let's also talk about how short sellers are in big trouble right now, especially with the gains seen in the market last week. Let's remember that short sellers have some of the largest short positions in stocks like Nvidia, Meta, Microsoft, and many others. Again, in 2023, shorts lost $11 billion on Nvidia, $6 billion on Meta, $5.6 billion in Microsoft, and more across the board. So again, looking at these stocks for 2024, we can see starting off, for example, Meta has gone from a price of around $343 now to $485 today already. Look at that price action. So Meta is up 41% so far this year, destroying the short sellers and their pockets. Again, Nvidia today hit $665 from January lows of $475, a gain of also 40%. Microsoft so far this year is up from $373 to $415, over 10% as well. But look at the price action on Meta and Nvidia compared to Microsoft. I wonder where Microsoft will be heading next week. Based on the patterns and based on the charts and based on the moving averages, it looks like Microsoft will be heading to $420, maybe $430 next week. Again, troubling these short sellers even more. Whichever way you look at it, these short sellers are in big trouble right now and have likely already lost tens, if not potentially hundreds of billions so far in 2024 already, and we're only a month through the year. Now, Dev has also tweeted about what he thinks is undeniable proof that we're about to witness craziness on AMC. He said he's found some very similar chart patterns over the long term with stocks like Overstock and now with Mara. So with Mara, you can see back in 2014, 2015, it was trading over $140 per share. But through 2015, 2016, 2017, and 2018, the stock was absolutely destroyed. Mara for a long time was trading less than 47 cents per share. Remember again, from highs of $140, $150 down to less than $1 per share, less than 50 cents per share. Now I'm going to have to move the camera a little bit just so you can see the volume, but obviously in the bottom right corner of the screen, all of a sudden when the stock was at all-time lows, there was a massive influx and flood of volume in early 2020. Again, the stock was trading less than $1 per share, but volume was off the charts, which is what AMC stock is seeing right now as well. More volume right now than we've seen in the last 3 years. And you can see now through 2021, 2022, Mara absolutely skyrocketed back from less than $1 per share up over $90 per share. As Dev pointed out, Mara proceeded to run 23,000% after bottoming. And a 23,000% gain on my AMC shares doesn't sound too bad at all. And finally, Hang Loose has also tweeted about Wedbush Securities, who's just been fined for systemic market access violations. So Hang Loose tweeted saying Wedbush was a bad player during the prominent times of AMC in 2021. And he said it's funny how all of these guys get caught breaking rules while everyone was calling us conspiracy theorists. Turns out we were right again. As Ham Shortkiller tweeted, he said FINRA charges Wedbush Securities for systemic market access violations, saying Wedbush from LA are allowing offshore crooks access to equity markets and looking the other way. It's absolutely criminal that FINRA knows that firms like Wedbush are breaking the rules, but yet still allows them to trade. They don't offer any significant punishments or ban them from the securities industry, and in order to repay every single cent they stole, they just issue a tiny speed bump fine. But guys, be sure to let me know what you think down in the comments below. And as always guys, be sure to ding that notification bell, because that way you'll be alerted when I upload a new video. Cheers.